Hi everybody, it's Renee here, and today I am here to show you this card. It's a really cute little card, really easy and simple. Behold, he is making all things new. The stamp set that I use today is this Hostess Rewards stamp set. If you're interested in how to get one of those, just let me know. Called Bible Verses. And I have a bunch of other ideas to use other stamps in here, but today I wanted to use this one. And my inspiration for this card came directly from our catalog. On page 7, it shows the stamp set, and they were actually using it to make a pocket card for our pocket scrapbooks. But I thought this one and this one both look like they could be really cute cards. So what I did was I just took the idea, made it bigger, and this is what I ended up with. So today I'm just going to show you how I made this. So here are all the pieces. And we've got our card base. It's just a standard A2 size card base. I have a little piece of white ribbon. And I was just thinking it would also look nice if you put like a satin ribbon or even maybe some jute twine. It would be really pretty. So what I have is the colored paper. The print paper is 3 inches wide by 5.5 top to bottom. The piece that I stamped on is 2 inches wide and 4 inches long, and then we're going to cut the little banner at the bottom. This little piece is just a little strip. I just did this one at a 1/2 inch. Is that right? Yeah, 1/2 inch, and it's 2 inches wide, so it's the same width as the banner. Then the strips, I have 2 strips that I have. One is 3/4 inch and one is a 1/2 inch, and they're both 5.5 inches long, so they'll fit on the side. So we will just go ahead and get this all put together. So real simple, real simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the banner. The best way to cut a banner is just give yourself a little snip exactly in the middle. This is a little bit larger, it's 2 inches. So I'm just going to kind of set it on my grid mat here. Give myself a little snip so I know where the center is. And then bring it up. You just eyeball it. There's no right or wrong. And if something goes bad, it's just paper. Get a new piece of paper, cut it, and start over again. It is really no big deal. So just cut up to each side. I flip mine over so that I can watch my scissors where they're going. Just makes it easier on me. And then just throw your little pieces away. So there's that. We're gonna attach our little strip right here. You could also, if you wanted to, you could stamp right on top of your paper. You don't have to have it on a separate strip. Another thing you could do if you didn't want to actually stamp anything is, there goes my scissors, is you could simply just use a piece of ribbon. You could even use a zip strip from one of our papers. Our papers have that decorative strip at the top that has all the information about the paper, and you can just cut that off and use it. That works too. So, okay, we're just gonna start. I always like to start from the fold, and this is a side folding card. I always like to start when I'm attaching things directly to my card without an edge around it. I always like to start at the fold because I find it's easier to trim off any excess from the part that doesn't have the fold. I've been known to trim too close and then actually cut into my fold, and that's not a good day. Nobody likes that. So we will get this one on first. And sorry for my scratchy voice today. I'm fighting a little bit of allergies. So the trees are beautiful around here, but they do put out a lot of pollen, all those flowering trees. Our dogwoods are really going crazy. So put that on there. And it looks like I cut that one a little too short. So what we might do is we might make this just a little bit shorter of a card. We'll see how it goes. That happens sometimes when you're doing your cutting, and I was probably watching a video, and because I love watching YouTube, and wasn't paying attention. So, but it's not the end of the world. I would not worry too much about it. Okay, so we will flip this over, and it looks like my stuff right there is good, so we're Don't have to cut anything off there, but I think we will cut the edge of this card off and just make it a little bit smaller than an A2 card. So let me grab my cutter. Maybe I have misplaced my cutter. There it is. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut just this part off since we messed up a little bit. Since I messed up, you all had nothing to do with it. And one little thing maybe might be nice to tell you about your cutter. I always cut from the same direction. So for me, I always cut up. I find it easier to butt my paper up and cut up. The other thing that does is it only dulls one side of your blade. So then when your blade starts getting dull, you pop this out, flip it around, and then you've got a good part of your blade again, and you get double life out of your blades there. So we're just gonna cut that, get rid of it. It's not gonna make a big difference in the card itself. It's only 1/4 of an inch. And when you put it in the envelope, people are not going to look and say, oh, this card was a little too big, too small for the envelope. Yeah, they're not going to say that. So I'm just using some double-sided tape. It comes under a lot of different names. This, I can't even remember what it was. I've heard it called Be Creative tape. I've heard it called, you can also use red liner tape. You need those scissors that I dropped. But you just want something that's a good tape to hold that ribbon down. So, and since this is right directly on a card front, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the ribbon right at the edges. I'm not going to wrap it around. If this was a card that I was making and then putting on a card base, you could just wrap it around. It wouldn't be a problem at all. I wouldn't do that with a really heavy ribbon, but this is not extremely thick. It is a nice quality ribbon, but it's not extremely thick. So just lay that down. And another thing you want to have is you want to have a different pair of scissors for cutting ribbon, because it doesn't always work well if you use the same scissors for paper and for ribbon. So I have these little pink ones. So we'll just get rid of those 2 extra little pieces. There's that. And then this will go on right here. And as you can see, it's really not going to be problematic. You can see on the sample card, I did bring it down a little bit, so I could do that. I could put it all the way up at the top. I think I'll bring it down a little bit, but maybe not as much, and just keep it center top to bottom on this new size card. So hope you can see that if you make mistakes, it is not a big deal. Most everything can be fixed, and if it can't be fixed, it's just paper. Just start over again. That's the other great thing about stamps, as opposed to say stickers or something like that, is you can just stamp more, and you can stamp in different colors. I really love rubber stamps. So there you go. There's our card for today. Left it blank for my little note inside, but you can see it's a little bit smaller than our original card, but I think it still looks cute. And if you have any questions about how to get the stamp set, anything about the papers I used, or any other questions, just leave those down below, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Thanks, and have a great day.